This video is sponsored by the new Huawei Mate Station S. So perhaps the most common question that I get is this one. Slater, why is my toilet so stinky? Hindi ko alam anong nangyayari, or even sometimes sa ceiling, or why is this bedroom that I'm not using stinking up? Amoy canal, amoy sewer. So every week I answer this question. And in this episode, we're going to cover everything that you can do to solve this very common problem. And you're going to do it yourself without spending a lot of money, without having to call anyone, and we'll fix most of the problems that you're having when it comes to stink. So before you call your plumber, check this video out and share it with someone that might be having the same problem. Okay, tip number 1. This is what's called a P-trap. Pero, wait, kailangan ko ma-explain ng mas maayos. So, So, this is what you call a P-trap. At para maintindihan natin ng mas madali, I cut it in half. This is a drain with a P-trap, and this is a drain without a P-trap. And this part is where all the shit and nasty stuff happens. So, ang purpose ng P-trap versus the one without, so that when I pour water into the P-trap, kung napansin nyo guys, the level is here and here. So all the nasty smell coming from here stops here. The water seals it in. It cannot enter back into your home. So lahat ng drains natin sa bahay, kailangan may P-trap to seal the gases from entering. Instead of this na pag pour mo ng water, diretso lang yun. There's nothing sealing the smell from going back in. And that is why it's very important to have a P-trap. Now, ang number 1 question is, yung guest room namin, yung room na masyadong hindi namin ginagamit, may amoy. And that is because this dries up. Nadadry to pag hindi na natin ginagamit yung drain na yon. So, the first thing to do is to pour water in all the drains. All the drains in your house, if it was installed properly, should have a P-trap. When I say drains, I mean the sink area, the shower area, the floor drains, everything should be filled with water. So ang gagawin natin is get this and maybe around half a liter, just to be sure, in every drain lagyan natin. And that should solve about 50% of the problem, more or less. Now that you have a basic concept of how your drains work, that's step number 1. Fill every drain with water. And that works about 50% of the time, napansin ko. And then, if it doesn't work, you're going to ask me this. Later, nagawa na namin yun, and it still does not work. With that, I reply to you, check your drains using a flashlight. Meron ba talagang P-trap? How do you know this? If you pour water and you look into the drain, dapat may makikita ka na tubig. If not, most likely, walang P-trap yung bahay nyo or hindi nalagyan. What if hindi nga talaga nalagyan ng P-trap yung drain nyo? Anong gagawin nyo? One is you call your contractor, make them revise everything. Sobrang gulo niyan, sobrang hirap niyan gawin. If second floor, kailangan tanggalin yung mga ceiling, palitan yung P-trap. If ground floor, kailangan biyakin yung tiles and lagyan ng P-trap. And that is option 1. But you can also go with option 2. Max. Option 2 is fairly simple and you can buy something like this online. This is a silicone thing. I forgot its name. I'll put it here. And I'll put a link down below for you guys. It's like 60 pesos. What you do is, if this is your drain, lalagay lang to dito. And if napansin nyo, yung bottom niya, there's no way that anything can pass from the bottom. This also helps with mga ants or mga cockroaches from going from your drain into your home. This one is also very useful for when you are plugging in the drains of your washing machine, your dishwasher, so that wala ring amoy ang manggagaling dun. Ang maganda dito is that if you pour water, nagde-drain pa rin siya, and then it automatically seals itself. So in theory, hindi rin makakapasok yung amoy from the sewer, which makes it very worth it and very much worth trying for 60 pesos. Wow! Kaya yan, ma'am sir, bili na po kayo. So, step 1 didn't work, step 2 didn't work, and nakita ko may P-trap naman and may tubig naman lahat. Anong gagawin ko? And this is where we need our sponsor for today. No, it's not gonna solve our plumbing problems, but this is how I show it to you. Kasi napagod na akong gumawa ng mga piping demonstrations. Pagbigyan niyo na ako, guys. This is the new Huawei Mate Station S, Huawei's very first desktop. And so far, sobrang impressed ako with this, especially considering its price point. It has a very slim design. Nung nakaraang araw, yung dad ni Chris went here and asked me, ano yan, storage ng mga hard drive? No, it's actually my computer. And this is their Huawei display. Sobrang ganda, sobrang sleek. And yung keyboard nila, guys, ay my fingerprint. So when I turn it on, I log in using my fingerprint. Sobrang okay siya. Lahat ng mga ports niya nandito, USB, USB-C, headphones, and all the ports are at the back also. So it's very accessible and very easy to plug in your devices. And if you have a Huawei phone like me, pwede nating itap sa keyboard and then magsi-split screen siya. Makikita mo yung screen ng phone mo sa display itself. So that's pretty impressive also sa mga chat, mga apps on the phone, makikita mo agad without checking your phone. The new Huawei Mate Station S is my perfect work and productivity companion. Okay, so Googling. Easier to explain using this diagram. So, this is a diagram of what happens in your home. So, lahat ng mga ito are going down, and this goes to the sewer. But, napansin nyo, may vent dito. There's a vent that comes from here all the way up to there. So, if we didn't have that vent, para siyang straw with this water line. So, I plugged the straw on the other end, so wala siyang vent, kunwari. And no matter what you do, these pipes will not drain down. But once I let go of this, thereby creating a vent, the water flows right away going down. So that vent is also what is causing sometimes yung problema ng amoy. When the vent is just placed in the ceiling and it's not directed outside, may amoy na naiiwan sa ceiling nyo. And that is why palaging lumalabas sa mga cove lighting or wherever gaps it can find. So if you have that problem, either call someone to help you do it or you can find that vent. It's usually located sa taas ng mga bathrooms. You can check your ceiling with a flashlight. And then you can just divert it, plug this into one end of the vent and then divert it so that it would go outside. If you're fairly handy, this is pretty easy to do. Okay, last step, guys. If the smell is coming from your toilet and napansin nyo na, you can smell it, diba? Na, oh, it's coming from the toilet bowl itself, But even when the toilet bowl is clean, ang most likely nangyayari dyan is that when the toilet bowl was installed, meron yung drain sa baba ng hindi mo makikita. Nasa ilalim siya ng toilet bowl. And this is your toilet bowl's pipe to attach to the drain. When they install it, ganyan, hindi to perfectly sealed. Medyo maluwag to in real life. So what they usually do, yung dito sa Pinas nakita ko, is they put semento. Semento lang ang nilalagay dito. And that keeps the smell from coming out. Ang problema with that is that cement is very brittle. So if there's any big movements or may earthquake ng konti or even just you shaking it too much, paminsan nagka-crack. And the smell from here, lumahalabas. So what you can do is have it checked or temporarily, you can seal the bowl, yung bottom of the bowl, para hindi lalabas yung amoy. But that is not the perfect solution. The perfect solution is to buy something called a wax seal. Tanggalin yung bowl and then ilalagay yung wax seal to this area para paglagay ng bowl, yung wax mismo ang magsiseal. You can find that online as well. I'll put up links down below. Plumbing seems super complicated, but when it's explained visually, mas nagigets natin on why they work and how they work. It's really easy and straightforward. And I hope this video has been helpful. If you have a friend having a similar problem, share them this video. And if you like this video, hit the thumbs up. That's it. I'll see you later.